Hello students, now we are going to discuss the next part of the title Pair of Straight Lines. The next title, General Second Degree Equation in X and Y. Okay, an equation of the form ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0, where at least one of a, h, b, the coefficients a, h, and b is not 0. In this equation, out of these three coefficients, we require at least one of them to be non-zero. Okay? If at least one of them become, if all of them become 0, ultimately it will not be the general second degree equation. Okay? It's called general second degree equation in x and y. So you have to remember this condition, which is very important. Okay? One of the coefficients among a, h, and b, at least one of them should be non-zero. Okay? Now, depending on this title, let us discuss one theorem. Okay? Theorem number 5. The combined equation of any two lines in the planes is general second degree equation in x and y. Okay? The combined equation is same thing as the joint equation. Now, same kind of theorem we have been already discussed in the previous part of this topic. Okay, only the difference is that at that time the lines were passing through origin. Okay, and here that condition is removed. Now you can take any two lines in the plane. Okay, and we have to take their joint equation. Okay, that joint equation we have to show that it is a general second degree equation in x and y, meaning that that equation can be represented in the above form: ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0. Let us discuss the proof of this theorem. Proof. Let u be the line whose equation is a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0, and v be the another line whose equation is a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. These are any two lines in the plane. Now, if you are taking any two lines in the plane, how to find their joint equation? That is already known to you. Okay, from the first theorem in this chapter, we know that if you are taking the separate equations of any two lines to obtain their joint equation, simply you have to take the product of equations of separate lines. So just take the product of the equations of these two separate lines. Ultimately, you are getting their joint equation. Okay, so by that logic, the joint equation of the lines u and v is given by a1x plus b1y plus c1 into a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. Okay, now take the product of these two trinomials. Okay, in first bracket there is one trinomial, in second bracket on the left hand side there is another trinomial. If you are taking their product, ultimately you are getting a1 into a2 x square plus a1 into b2 xy plus a1 into c2 x plus b1 into a2, b1 into a2 is same thing as a2 into b1 xy plus b1 into b2 y square plus b1 into c2 y plus a2 into c1 x plus b2 into c1 y plus c1 into c2 is equal to 0. Totally you are getting 9 terms on the left hand side of this equation. Now let us collect the similar terms. Okay, club them together. I think there is only one term of x square. Okay, and its coefficient is a1 into a2. That coefficient can be put in the bracket. So you are getting a1 into a2 into x square. After that, how many terms of xy? There are two terms of xy. Okay, From these two terms, you can take xy common. What remains in the bracket? a1 b2 plus a2 b1. Bracket complete into xy. Later, how many terms of y square? Only one term of y square. Okay, and its coefficient b1 into b2 can be put into bracket. You are getting b1 into b2 y square. After that, there are two terms of x. From them, take x common. So inside the bracket, you are getting a1c2 plus a2c1. Bracket complete into x. Next, there are two terms of y. From them, take y common. Inside the bracket, you are getting b1c2 plus b2c1. Bracket complete into y. And at last, there is only one term of which is the constant term. Okay, which doesn't include any variable, and that term can be kept separate inside the bracket. So plus C1 into C2 is equal to 0. Now A1 is constant, A2 is constant, so we know that their product is constant, but what constant is that we don't know. So for a time being, let us assume the product of these two constants A1 and A2 is capital A. Similarly, the addition of these two constants a1 b2 and a2 b1, let us assume the addition of these two constants to be twice h. After that, b1 into b2, suppose it is capital B. a1 into c2 plus a2 into c1, suppose it is twice g. After that, b1 c2 plus b2 c1, let us assume it to be twice f. And at last, the product of the constants c1 and c2, let us assume it to be capital C. So that above equation can be written in the form ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0. Okay, and you'll observe that this is the general second degree equation in x and y. Hence, we have been proved that if you are taking any two lines in the plane, okay, and obtaining their joint equation, that joint equation can be transformed into general second degree equation in x and y. Okay, so henceforth you have to keep in mind, if you are taking any two lines in the plane, okay, their joint equation can always be converted into general second degree equation in x and y. Some remarks. Okay, the converse of above theorem is not true. Now the question is that, okay, if you are taking the joint equation of the two lines in the plane, it can be converted into general second degree equation. But the reverse question which arises in front of us is that whether every general second degree equation is the joint equation of two lines in the plane. The remark suggests us it is always never been true. Okay. Then question arises, if it is not always true, then when it is true? Okay, it is true under certain condition. What is that condition? That condition we are going to discuss in the next title. Necessary condition for general second degree equation to be joint equation of pair of lines. Here we have to take general second degree equation and we have to determine such a condition under which that general second degree equation becomes the joint equation of pair of lines in the plane. Okay, so if the equation ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0 represents a pair of lines, then number 1, hx square minus ab is equal to 0, and number 2, determinant ahg hbf gfc is equal to 0, or abc plus twice fgh minus af square minus bg square minus ch square is equal to 0. So these are the two conditions under which the general second degree equation becomes the joint equation of two lines in the plane. Okay, so this condition you have to remember, because in the problems they may ask you the question, they will provide you one general second degree equation in x and y, and will ask the question, test whether that equation is the joint equation of pair of lines. So you have to verify these two conditions. Under these two conditions only, your general second degree equation will become the joint equation of pair of lines. Next remark. If the equation ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0 represents a pair of lines, then number 1, these lines are parallel. Okay, Under the condition, general second degree equation become the joint equation of pair of lines. The question arises, under what condition those two lines will be parallel? Okay, so when those two lines in the general second degree equation will be parallel, that condition again you have to determine. These lines are parallel to the lines represented by ax square plus 2hxy plus by square is equal to 0. So what does the remark suggest? Okay, the lines included in the general second degree equation, they are always parallel to the lines included in homogeneous second degree equation. Okay, so ultimately the conditions which are applicable for homogeneous second degree equation can be climbed to the lines included in general second degree equation. Keep in mind. So number two, the acute angle between these lines. These lines means what? The lines included in general second degree equation. How to find the angle between them? Okay, that angle is given by the formula tan theta is equal to modulus of 2 into under root of h square minus ab upon a plus b. Number three, condition for these lines to be perpendicular to each other is a plus b is equal to 0. The lines in general second degree equation are perpendicular whenever they will satisfy the condition a plus b is equal to 0. Fourth remark, condition for these lines to be parallel to each other is h square minus ab is equal to 0. So note that whatever condition we have been discussed for the lines included in homogeneous second degree equation, they are same for the lines included in general second degree equation. You have to remember this. Fifth one, condition for these lines to be intersecting to each other is h square minus ab is greater than 0. Whenever h square minus ab is greater than 0, meaning that it is positive. Okay, then the lines included in general second degree equation must be intersecting to each other. Okay, and the coordinates of the point of their intersection is given by hf minus bg upon ab minus h square. This is the x coordinate, and y coordinate is given by hg minus af upon ab minus h square. For both of them, I think denominator is same, ab minus h square. There is only slight change in the numerator. Okay, for x coordinate, the numerator is hf minus bg, and for y coordinate, it is hg minus af. Remember this. Sixth one, the joint equation of the bisector of the angle between the lines represented by ax square plus 2hxy plus by square is equal to 0 is given by hx square minus in bracket a minus b bracket complete into xy minus hy square is equal to 0. This is the ready-made formula. Sometime question may be asked in CT or JEE or this. And so if you are using this ready-made formula, okay, it will reduce your time of working that problem, and you can select the correct option HD. So this is the formula for obtaining the joint equation of the bisectors of the angle between the lines. Actually, ax square plus 2hxy plus by square is equal to 0. It is the joint equation of the two lines passing through origin. If you are taking the bisectors of those two lines, okay, we have to obtain the joint equation of those bisectors, and the joint equation of those bisectors is given by this formula hx square minus a minus b into xy minus hy square is equal to 0. Okay, since the coefficient of x square, the coefficient of x square here is h plus coefficient of y square, which is minus h. If you are adding them, it will be 0. Therefore, the bisectors of those lines must be perpendicular to each other. Okay. Now we are going to discuss some solved examples depending on that. Example number 1. Show that the equation x square minus 6xy plus 5y square plus 10x minus 14y plus 9 is equal to 0 represents a pair of lines. Find the acute angle between them. Also find the point of their intersection. Here in this example, they have been asked 3 sub-questions. In the first sub-question, you have to show that this general second degree equation represents a joint equation of pair of lines. Okay, and to prove that this equation represents a joint equation of pair of lines, note that above necessary condition cannot be applied. Okay, so under what condition it will become the joint equation of pair of lines? If you can extract two separate lines from this equation. then and then only it becomes the joint equation of pair of lines. So is it possible for you to eliminate the separate equations of the two lines from this joint equation? Okay, from this general second degree equation. If it is possible, then and then only it is joint equation. Otherwise, not. Let us check. Consider the equation. Okay, consider the expression. Okay, take the expression x square minus 6xy plus 5y square. Now you can obtain the factors of this expression. They are x minus 5y and x minus y. Okay, and in the above remark I told you the general second degree equation is always parallel to the homogeneous second degree equation. So ultimately lines included in homogeneous second degree equation are parallel to the lines included in general second degree equation. Okay, so whatever lines you are getting, x minus 5y is equal to 0 and x minus y is equal to 0. These are the two lines which are in the homogeneous second degree equation. X square minus 6xy plus 5y square is equal to 0. Okay, the lines in the given general second degree equation must be parallel to them. So what is the difference between these lines and those lines? Only there is the difference of constant. Okay, in the lines passing through origin, the constant does not appear, while in the lines in the plane which does not passing through origin, okay, the constant appear. Okay, so there is only the difference of constant. So what are the mathematical expressions for the lines in the plane which are not passing through origin? They are given by this formula: x square minus 6xy plus 5y square plus 10x minus 14y plus 9 is equal to x minus 5y at the constant c. Okay, and in the second expression or second binomial x minus y, add another constant plus k, so that you are getting the two lines, okay, which are included in the general second degree equation. Therefore, but here I need the values of constant c and k, then and then we are getting the precise equations of the line. So we have to determine those constants first. So how to determine them? By solving this equation. Okay, let us continue next. X square minus 6xy plus 5y square plus 10x minus 14y plus 9 is equal to, take the product on the right hand side, so that you are getting x square minus 6xy plus 5y square plus in bracket c plus k into x minus c plus 5k into y plus ck. Now compare both sides. Comparing both sides of this equation, ultimately you are getting c plus k is equal to 10. Coefficient of x on both sides is that they can be compared, so that you are getting c plus k is equal to 10. Again you can compare the coefficients of y on both sides, so that you are getting c plus 5k is equal to 14, and you can compare the constants on both sides, so that you are getting ck is equal to 9. So there are total 3 equations in our hand. Solving these equations, you can get the values of c and k. Let us determine them. Okay, therefore c is equal to 9 and k is equal to 1. You can solve them. Okay, ultimately you are reaching to these values of c and k. Okay, therefore above equation becomes x minus 5y plus 9 into x minus y plus 1 is equal to 0. Now product of these two factors is 0, so each one of them can be equated to 0, so that you are getting the separate equations of two lines. Okay, and if you are taking the product of these two separate equations, okay, you are reaching to the original equation: x square minus 6xy plus 5y square plus 10x minus 14y plus 9 is equal to 0. So one can conclude that the given equation must be the joint equation of two lines. Okay, now let us move to the second sub question. Find the acute angle between them. Formula for acute angle between them is already known to you. That is what? Tan theta is equal to modulus of 2 into under root of h square minus ab upon a plus b. Same formula we have to use here. Okay, so first of all, comparing that equation with the general form, we are getting the values of a, h, b, g, f, c. A is equal to 1, h is equal to minus 3, b is equal to 5, g is equal to 5, f is equal to minus 7, c is equal to 9. So you use the formula for acute angle. Tan theta is equal to modulus of 2 under root of h square minus ab upon a plus b. In that, replace the values of h, a and b. Okay, and simplify it. Okay, simplification will give you the final value of tan theta, which is 2 by 3. Now in the table of 30, 45 and 60, there is no such a standard angle for which the tan ratio of that angle will be 2 by 3. So we cannot determine the standard value of theta. So shift that tan to the right side, so that the value of theta will become tan inverse of 2 by 3. Okay. Now we have to find their point of intersection. Okay, since these two lines are intersecting to each other, we have to determine the point of intersection. Formula for finding the x and y coordinate of their point of intersection is known to you from above remark. Okay, x coordinate is given by hf minus bg upon ab minus h square, and y coordinate is given by hg minus af upon ab minus h square. Okay, in this formula, again you replace the values of a, h, b, g, f, c and simplify it, so that x coordinate of point of intersection become 1 and y coordinate become 2. Okay. Remark. The condition ABC plus 2FGH minus AF square minus BG square minus CH square is equal to 0 cannot applicable to show that the given equation represents a pair of lines. I told you last time. Okay. This is the necessary condition which is not applicable to show that the general second degree equation is the joint equation of pair of lines. Example number 2. Find the value of k if the equation 2x square plus 4xy minus 2y square plus 4x plus 8y plus k is equal to 0 represents a pair of lines. Under the condition this equation represents a pair of lines, we have to determine the value of unknown k. Okay, so compare this equation with the general form ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0. From that you are getting the values of a, h, b, g, f, c. Okay, now this time they have been given. This general second degree equation is the joint equation of pair of lines. So you can use that above condition. Okay, ABC plus twice FGH minus AF square minus BG square minus CHS square is equal to 0. That condition is applicable. Okay, and in this condition, again you replace the values of A, B, C and F, G, H. Solve these. Ultimately, you are getting the final equation 8k is equal to 8, and solving that, you will get the value of k to be 1. Okay. Example number 3. Find P and Q if the equation 2x square plus 4xy minus py square plus 4x plus qy plus 1 is equal to 0 represents a pair of perpendicular lines. Okay, this is the joint equation of pair of perpendicular lines, and from that you have to find out the values of two unknowns P and Q. First of all, compare this equation with the general second degree equation. So we are getting A to be 2, H as 2, B minus P, G 2, F Q by 2 and C is equal to 1. Okay. Now it is already given in the problem that the lines included in that equation are perpendicular. And what is the condition for lines to be perpendicular? A plus B is equal to 0, which is known to you. In that replace the value of A to be 2 and B as minus B. We are getting 2 plus in bracket minus P is equal to 0, and solving this equation the value of P is 2. Again it is given that the given equation is the joint equation of pair of lines. So you can use the condition ABC plus twice FGH minus AF square minus BG square minus CHS square is equal to 0. Again in that replace the values of ABC, FGH and solve it, so that you are getting the value of Q. Okay, final equation in the form of Q will become 8Q minus Q square is equal to 0. From that you can take Q to be common. Okay, that remaining states you can verify yourself. Okay, and then you are getting Q into bracket 8 minus Q is equal to 0. So Q is equal to 0 or Q is equal to 8. These are the two possible values. Example number 4. Triangle OAB is formed by the lines x square minus 4xy plus y square is equal to 0 and the line x plus y minus 2 is equal to 0. Find the equation of the median of the triangle drawn from O. Okay, here these two lines in the equation x square minus 4xy plus y square is equal to 0, they are passing through origin. One more line is given to you. Okay, x plus y minus 2 is equal to 0. They are intersecting at the points A and B. They are forming one triangle. Okay, and from that you have to find out the equation of median of the triangle. Okay, now OP is the median in this figure. Ultimately P is the midpoint, okay, of the segment AB. Once you are getting the coordinates of point P, okay, coordinates of origin O are known to you. Okay, so median is passing through the points O and P and their coordinates will be known to you. So ultimately you can find the equation of that median using 2-point form. If you know the coordinates of 2 point on the line, equation of that line can be obtained by using 2-point form. So let us assume the coordinates of point A to be x1, y1, B as x2, y2. Okay. Let us assume the coordinates of midpoint P as x1 plus x2 upon 2 and y coordinate of midpoint P as y1 plus y2 upon 2. Okay. Now the coordinates of A and B can be obtained by solving the equation x square minus 4xy plus y square is equal to 0 and x plus y minus 2 is equal to 0 simultaneously. Solve these two equations by inserting them in between each other, okay, by using the mathematical rules, okay, so that you can get the values of x and y. And those values of x and y are nothing but the coordinates of the points A and B. Okay, so putting y is equal to 2 minus x in the equation x square minus 4xy plus y square is equal to 0. In this equation, replace each y by 2 minus x and solve it. So that you are getting one quadratic equation 3x square minus 6x plus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, each term of this equation is divisible by 2 so that you are getting x square minus 3x plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, and solving that quadratic equation, you are getting the two roots x1 and x2. Okay, x1 to be actually x1 and x2 are the two roots of this equation. Okay, and addition of the roots, it is given by minus 6 upon 3. So ultimately you are getting direct value of x1 plus x2. We are not interested in finding the separate coordinates of A and B. We are going to focus toward the coordinates of point P, and x coordinate of point P is x1 plus x2 upon 2, and that's why we are directly climbing to getting the value of x1 plus x2 upon 2. Since we are getting x1 plus x2 as 2, x1 plus x2 upon 2 will be 1. This is the x coordinate of point P. Okay. Now to get the y coordinate of point P, since point P lies on the line x plus y is equal to minus 2. Okay. In this line, replace x by the value 1 and solve it. Ultimately, you are getting the y coordinate of point P. Okay. So equation x plus y minus 2 is equal to 0 becomes 1 plus y minus 2 is equal to 0, and solving this, the value of y will be 1. So that the coordinate of point P becomes 1, 1. Okay. Now origin is having coordinate 0, 0, point P having coordinates 1, 1. So the equation of the line or equation of the median OP is given by 2-point form. Y minus 0 upon 1 minus 0 is equal to x minus 0 upon 1 minus 0. Okay, simplifying this, you are getting y is equal to x, meaning that x minus y is equal to 0. Okay, so these are some examples on the general second degree equation. Okay, note that you have to work out more and more examples from your textbook, so that you should have mastery on that. And if you are having any difficulty related to that, okay, you can contact us, okay, on our network, so that we can solve your difficulties. Thank you. Let us today stop here. Let us today stop here, and I will declare that the chapter pair of lines is completed. Thank you. Skip it. Go to Chrome symbol.